So, what players do you think are gonna be the next wave of superstars? Let's just say the next 2 years, 3 years. Who's the
Next two,
next? Who's
three
gonna
years.
be the next superstars?
I got a few names. You said the next 2, 3 years. Well, I did
Yeah,
it for
two, three
like
years.
when Bron and all them
Oh,
retire. Like,
that's cool. That's cool.
I got Ja, Ant, SGA.
No, SGA was already a
Of
superstar.
course. I wouldn't say he a superstar yet. He not a superstar. He's a star, but he's not a superstar yet. Luca's already a superstar. Um, I got Wemby. I think Wemby gonna be a superstar in the next couple of years once they all leave, and then Zion if he stay healthy. But yeah, I'm the ones that I got so far.
I got I got Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson, he might be on his way. I think he's like 30, I think. But he's
A
been he's
superstar?
been I think he can, and probably once yeah, once KD and Bron leave, that's like 5 years. I think he can be one. He's the best player on the team. Like, and he's shown really in the last two playoffs that he can get you to superstar type level. Like he basically averaged what I think it's like 30. He averaged 32 points in the playoffs
Mm.
last year. And I'm not saying, and he averaged 28 in the regular season. Could he get to 30? Maybe. He probably could. I wouldn't be shocked if he averaged 30 later, probably next year or later down the line. And
I
he's
mean,
trying to be in the conversation of being one of the best point guards in the league.
but just because you score 30, that don't make you a superstar. Bradley Beal averaged 30 before. He ain't no superstar. Like, what's your definition of a superstar?
But you gotta win though. And he's gonna be winning. Bradley Bill wasn't even winning when that happened though.
What's your definition of a superstar?
What did I say? Person that can impact the game winning. Um, if you want to use the word box office, I guess, because he's in New York, so that helps. And I think you just gotta be consistent. And he's probably gonna be consistent in probably the next 3 years, 4 years, if they're all gone by then.
Yeah, I'll say I agree. That's what a superstar is too. But like, he's not really marketable. I feel like if you're a superstar, you have to be marketable. And Jalen, like, yeah, he in New York, but you don't really see too many Jalen Brunson commercials or ads or anything like that. I feel like if you a superstar, you have to be marketable because that's how the league make their money. Like you
Hmm.
got, like I
I
don't
mean,
really
Jokic
consider.
is a superstar. He ain't marketable. They just started doing this. They really just like, at least me. I just started seeing commercials of Jokic this past year, but he's been a superstar. You could really say the last 2 years.
I was gonna say they've been showing his commercials like the last 2, 3 years
No, not
because
no 2 3 years. No,
he
no.
had because
He did not have no.
that commercial with him and Peyton Watson came out
That
like
was
last
last
year.
year. That's what I'm saying. That's
That's what I'm
last
saying.
year. You said 2 3 years.
Yeah,
That's
last year's 1 year, and then this year, two,
bro.
3 years.
That he has not been marketable in the last 2 3 years. They just started doing this last year. That's what I'm saying. They really just started doing that. So like at some point your play just gonna be overpowered. You're gonna have to say this guy's a superstar. You're
But
at
then on
some
top of that,
point.
he a Euro. What Euros do we really market? SGA from Canada, but he grew up in America, so it's like he a Euro. They're not gonna really market Euros like that over here in America.
You just said Luka's superstar, but they don't market him.
Right?
But he's a
Luca is
superstar,
a
right?
superstar. Yeah, because of how he impacts the game. Jalen Brunson doesn't have the same level of impact of a Jokic and Luca. Yeah, he dropping you 30 or whatever like that. But look at the team around him. He had still a really good team around him. Luca, before before
This was
he
Luka's best
before he got
team. This
before
was
he
his
got
best
Kyrie in there,
team.
he was already a superstar.
And he didn't have anybody. He didn't have
Right,
nobody. So he just
right.
so why can't Jalen Brunson be the same thing?
Bro,
Luke,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, okay. Luka has been a superstar probably the last like 2-3 years. And he ain't had nobody. He's had nobody. And they still don't market that man. Jalen Brunson, he just got to New York. This is only going into year 3 with New York. But he's been good. He really showed himself this year. And why can't he just continue this in the next 3-4 years? How come he can't continue that?
I'm not saying he can't continue. I'm saying like that's not gonna put him in the superstar category. He's like a star in my eyes. Like with Luka, like you said, he did all that with nobody on his team. That's what a superstar does. They put some number, they get your team wins without a team at all. When he got to New York, that team was already decent from the get-go. We've seen Jalen Brunson without a team for real, with that series in the playoffs when he played decent without when Luka got hurt. That's the only time we've seen Jalen Brunson play really well without other people on his team. But even then, though, like Luka's a Euro player. They're not gonna market a Euro player in America. That doesn't make sense.
Then how
And then
come
with
he's a
Jalen Brunson, he
superstar
doesn't
then?
have the personality. He doesn't have the personality of a superstar.
And you said once LeBron leaves. So I'm projecting 3 to 4
Right.
years.
So the players like Ja, Ant, SGA, Zion, and all them, they're gonna put them before him. Period.
That's fine, but you basically saying they can't put Jalen Brunson there at all.
He's not gonna be a
We
superstar,
can't do
bro.
that the next 3-4 years.
He's not a superstar at all. He's not a
So
superstar.
if he takes the team to the conference finals next year or the next 2 years, you won't put him in the superstar category?
No, because look at that team. Look at that team. He's a star. I'm not saying Jalen Brunson's ass. He's just not a superstar. He's good. He's really good. He's just not a superstar. Superstar are those top 5, top 10 players. So you saying Jalen Brunson's a top 10 player? Once LeBron in the league?
No.
So he's not a superstar.
Then it was a lot of superstars then. Then when did Kobe become a superstar then?
It's not a lot of superstars. Hell no, it's not a lot of superstars.
I said, when did Kobe become a superstar?
Kobe became a superstar once Shaq left.
That was trash. They didn't do anything. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah, but he was still a top 5, top 3 player in the league at that time.
But you just said they win.
He
wasn't winning though.
It's only a handful of superstars. You got
But he wasn't winning though. Once Shaq left, he wasn't winning.
It's only a few superstars in the league at all times. It's Curry, KD, Bron. You can say Giannis, Jokic, Luka.
When did Kawhi become a superstar then?
After, I want to say, because he didn't really do nothing against the Heat for real. But that second go around, I want to say Kawhi was like after they won their championship and Kawhi took the next step and they was putting the ball in his hands.
That team was stacked.
That's when he became.
That was a good team.
Yeah, but Kawhi was the engine that led that motherfucker.
But he was. But it was stacked. You just said Jalen Brunson can't be a superstar. One of the reasons because his team is stacked. That's what you just said. So Kawhi Leonard, when it was LaMarcus Aldridge and Tim Duncan for a year, and Manu was still there, how come we can't do the same thing? That team was good.
First off, Manu's old as shit. LaMarcus Aldridge was on one leg. And then Tim Duncan old as shit. Kawhi Leonard was the force behind that whole team. Hence why they got mad at him, because he didn't play.
So LaMarcus Aldridge was on one leg again when he played with San Antonio. That's what we doing. You saying that?
So you telling me if you take Jalen Brunson off that Knicks team, they're still gonna be good. If you would have took Kawhi off that Spurs team, they wasn't gonna be shit.
If you take Jalen Brunson off the Knicks, what are they?
Bro, they're still a playoff team.
Kawhi, so you saying LaMarcus Aldridge and other good role players can get you to the playoffs? He was doing that all with Portland.
They were old as shit.
So Manu wasn't still putting up decent, okay numbers. That's what you're telling me.
What year was that?
That's what you're telling me. Like, no,
What year
don't
was that?
do that, bro. No, we're not doing that. You're basically just saying LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't really doing nothing when he was on the Spurs. He was still good.
No, he was still good, bro. But he
was on
wasn't
one
good enough.
leg.
He wasn't good enough to lead your team to a fucking championship,
He
bro.
was
If
still
you
good on
take,
one leg. He was still good on one leg, though. That's what you
but
just said.
still, that Knicks team is a better team than that Spurs team. If you take them two stars off their teams. If you take Jalen Brunson off the Knicks and you take Kawhi off the Spurs that year, bro, the Knicks are gonna be a way higher seed than the damn Spurs. Yes, the East is weak, but they still have a really good team.
Bruh. Jalen Brunson, he just had this team 50 wins. If you take them off that team is probably what, 41, 42? That's above average. That's okay. That's okay. No, bro. No.
What year was that? Was that 2014? 2015? What year was that? Why they lost that? Bro, so you telling me a team? No, there's not LaMarcus Aldridge on him. No, that's not that. That's 20. When that LaMarcus Aldridge next season?
What you trying to find?
That team with Kawhi and them, and LaMarcus Aldridge and Tim Duncan and them.
Spurs 2015.
No, I don't think it was 2015.
No, that was the year LaMarcus Aldridge got there.
What, 2015?
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
Bro, so you telling me a old ass Tony Parker, you got Kawhi, Danny Green, a old ass Manu, a old ass Tim Duncan, and an old ass LaMarcus Aldridge is a good team compared to that Knicks team without Jalen Brunson? Take Kawhi off and with this team. You telling me this team is a decent team? They can make it to the second round of the
I
playoff
think
series,
they can.
or
I think
if
they
not
could
a
get to the
conference final?
playoffs. I think they could get to the playoffs. I think because LaMarcus Aldridge's role gets better. I think they make the playoffs. But
That
the
team
Knicks,
without Jalen Brunson can still make it to the second round without him.
they're not making the second round without him. I think they could be and it depends on who they play. I think they could be a competitive. I think it could be a really good first round, and that's it. I truly think that. Like they still had good. That Spurs team still had some decent players. They still had decent players. Now, were they better than? Was Danny Green, like, if you want to compare OG and Randall, LaMarcus, or whatever? No, I do think at this time Randall was probably better than a second option LaMarcus. I do believe that. But if LaMarcus had to be the guy, I think he can. I think he could take that team to at least in the first round. I do believe that. I still think they'll be decent. I think with the superior mind of Greg Popovich, he could definitely get them to the first round at least.
Bro, but the difference is the impact of the players. If Kawhi's on that team is way better. If you take Jalen Brunson off that Knicks team, they get a little bit worse. They don't get completely trash.
What have the Knicks done really outside of that 1 year that Julius Randle got them to the playoffs? What have they done since Melo left? What have they done?
They ain't did shit.
All right, man. All right. But to say that in the next
since Kawhi left? What have the Spurs done since Kawhi left? Shit.
They only went to the playoffs one time. They had the Rose.
The Knicks did been playing better than them.
Well, you count that, yes. But to say that in the next 5 years, it's like, how come he can't be? Like, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say next year. I said probably in the next 3-4 years, because you said after LeBron and KD and Steph leave. So I'm projecting they leave in the next 3-4 years. How come he can't do it?
He's not going to be a superstar, bro. He's going to be a star. He's just going to be a star, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But he's not a superstar caliber player. Like, he's really good. He's really, really good. But he's not a superstar player, bro.
What's your definition of a superstar again?
The same. You have to impact winning. It has to be consistent winning. You have to be
That's
marketable.
what Jalen Brunson has done since he's been here.
He's not marketable.
Okay.
You have to be marketable. You have to be a winner. You have to be at
Kawhi ain't
least a
marketable.
top 10 player, a top 10, top 15 player in the league for sure.
Kawhi ain't
And you
marketable.
have to impact the game. And like, he impacts the game, but what I mean by impact the game, like, you have like a Jokic or a LeBron or a Giannis or a Luka or a Kyrie, where they can just. I've seen Jalen Brunson take over games, but he hasn't done it as frequently as all those other players have. Like you said, this is his first year that he's been really, really good. So I have to see more than in order to even put him in the breath of a superstar.
SGA has only been he has only been, not, you didn't say this because you say he's not a superstar, but to others, SGA has really been in the superstar category only 2 years, and a lot of people have him top 10.
No, I wouldn't say he's a superstar. I would say he's a star right now. But once Bron and them leave, things will be different. I don't think he's a superstar right now. I think he's a star. But Jalen Brunson, he's a star.
I didn't say.
No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Like, I just don't see how we can't do that in the next 4 years. Because if he continues to win, we're gonna say he's a superstar because he's been winning. We're going to say that. Like, it's gonna happen. We're going to say that. Once Anthony Edwards, some people are already saying that man is a superstar. And that's because he just took his team to the conference finals and they was getting whooped by the Mavericks. Luka was already being called a superstar, and he hasn't done anything. He just went to the finals, but we was calling him a superstar way before that. So we can't do that. We can't pick and choose. Like, if Luka was continue to win and put up good numbers in the playoffs, we was like, you know what? This man is a superstar. And Jalen Brunson, he has been really good these past 2 years. He just has. And if he continues to win, and if he can potentially, you just said last week that the Knicks can beat the Celtics. So if he makes it to the finals and beats whoever comes out the West, you're going to say he's a superstar. Like, you're going to say it, bro. Because if he keeps putting up numbers and he wins a ring in year 3 as the guy, we're going to do it. Like, that's what's going to happen, bro.
Bro, he's not. Even if he do win a chip, I still wouldn't call that man a superstar, bro. Like, he's like he's not game wise, but like, he's like a John Stockton, bro. John Stockton's not a fucking superstar. He's a star. He's a star player. Karl Malone was the superstar. But that's how Jalen Brunson is. They play really good. They play really well. They're really great point guards. They put up really good numbers, but he's not a superstar. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's
Even
not
if he
that.
do
You
win
just
the
gotta
chip,
be
bro.
consistent. Joel Embiid hasn't won. He hasn't done anything.
Come on now. Joel Embiid is arguably the most dominant player.
But he hasn't won, though. But I'm just saying, he hasn't won.
He's the most dominant player in the league.
But he hasn't won.
He hasn't won a chip, but he has won. He's won more than Jalen Brunson.
What has Chris Paul done? Chris Paul ain't won no ring. That man only been to the conference finals twice in his 18-year career.
Chris Paul's not a superstar in my eyes.
Okay.
So Chris Paul's a superstar?
Chris Paul was once at one point he was a superstar. Not now, but at one point he was. At one point he was the best point guard in the league. Yes, he was a superstar at one point. At one point he was.
I'll agree with you. He was the best point guard in the league at one point in time, but I still wouldn't give him, bro. People are using the word superstar too loosely. Like, Chris Paul was really great when he was younger with the Hornets, with the Clippers. He was really fucking good, but he wasn't a superstar. He was a star. There's levels to it, bro. Like, some people consider PG a superstar. PG's not a superstar. He's a star.
At one point, you can say when he was with OKC, he was a superstar. You can say at that point, you can't say that. Now, no. But at one point, you can say, at one point, Derrick Rose was a superstar. Even though it was really 1 year, you can say he was a superstar. At one point, he was. You can say that.
Superstars are dominant. Like they are like Chris Paul wasn't. He was really good, but he wasn't dominant. Derrick Rose was dominant. Derrick Rose had people taking games off so they wouldn't play him. What do you mean?
Okay.
Like it's stories around the league that people were dunking.
So Derrick Rose was a superstar.
Ain't nobody dunking CP3.
So Derrick Rose was a superstar his MVP year. He was a superstar. Okay.
After he got hurt, he wasn't a superstar no more.
And that's what I'm saying. At one point, he was a superstar. At Chris Paul.
Even at Chris Paul's height of his career, he still wasn't a superstar. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He was still a star player. When he was with the Hornets, which was arguably his best years, he wasn't a superstar. He was a star. If you ask them, David West was damn near their best player on that team.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Come on,
we're not doing that. No, bro. No, we're not doing that. No. David West was nowhere. He was not the best player on that team when Chris Paul was there. He was not.
But he was their go-to player. What are you talking about?
He was not the best player, bro. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it, bro. We're not doing it. He was not the best player, bro. He wasn't. He just wasn't, bro. No. I'm not doing that, bro. He was the second. He was definitely the second. But no, he was not the best player on the team. He wasn't. He just wasn't, bro. If you want to say he was the best scorer, I'm not going to argue. But the best player? No, he was not the best player. No, bro. Chris Paul was definitely the best player. Like I said, at one point, he was. Jalen Brunson, at one point, he can get there. And it's down the line. I'm not saying now. At one point, he definitely can get there. Kawhi Leonard, he's been, I wouldn't say he was a superstar. I would say his supers, like earlier with the Clippers, and then that 1 year with the Raptors, he was a superstar. He was definitely a superstar that year. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how come Jalen Brunson. I get the market. I get that part. But Jokic isn't marketable. They just started doing this really last year. And that man already won an MVP. He basically won 2 MVPs at that time. And now we're just starting to market him. We're just now starting to do that after he wins a championship. No, bro. No, we're not doing that. But I'll say other players after LeBron and them who could be a superstar. I think Paolo, he could be a superstar. He's been the best player on the Magic the last 2 years. Obviously, he got them to the first round. I think he can eventually get them. I think he can eventually reach that superstar because this ain't the best of him. He's going to be a better three-point shooter, going to be a better passer. Scoring going to go up. His scoring went up in the playoffs, but I think he'd get there. Another guy, I think he can. Would I put my money on it? Probably would, but I wouldn't be shocked if I saw him reach superstar. I think Chet can really reach it. Chet he's one of the best defenders in the league already. Now, obviously, he's playing with Shea. But Chet, in his first year, you can argue he was the second best player. You can argue. I don't think he was, but you can argue it. And obviously, I think his scoring is going to get up. He's going to be a better three-point shooter down the line. Already probably one of the best shot blockers in the league. He can be one of those. He can be like a superstar probably the next 5 years. Like, I think he can potentially reach. I wouldn't put my money on it, but I think he could eventually reach it. And Wemby, he basically already a superstar, so I don't even need to say him.
So you think Chet can get you 25 points per game, if not more?
I think he could. Eventually. He could. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, you already didn't like him anyway. You already wasn't messing with him anyway. So this ain't shocking you saying it.
Yeah, I wasn't messing with him because that boy is like $150. And he's 7 foot in a league full of 200, 300 pound bigs. That's why I wouldn't mess with him. I like his game. He just too skinny. That's all it is. I don't think he can. I don't think Chet has a really nice talent. I don't think he can be a superstar. A superstar is your number one, number two best player on the team, depending on who's on that team. I don't think Chet can be your second best player on your team. Third, yeah, for sure, he could be your third best player. But I don't think he can be your second or your first best player on your team, bro. Chet's not no superstar level of a player. That means he's an MVP caliber player. Then if he's a superstar, so Chet in the near future could be an MVP caliber player.
I think he can be in the top 6. Even though top 6 really don't matter. It's really only the top 3. But top 6, yeah. I think he could
If you
potentially
would have
get
said
top 6.
defensive player of the year, I'm with you. MVP, nah, bro. I can't see Chet being no superstar, bro. Paulo, yes, Paulo for sure. I think Paulo is gonna get really good. We're gonna be really good in the league. But Chet, hell no.
Is Anthony
What
Davis a
about
superstar?
LaMelo? Anthony Davis?
Is Anthony Davis a superstar?
No. He's a star.
Was at one point he was? Or he's just never
Yes.
been a superstar?
At one point, for 1 year, he was. That year where he was in the MVP talks, he was a superstar. He was playing like a superstar that year. We forgetting about LaMelo.
He's
LaMelo
been
not gonna be a
hurt.
superstar.
I can't say nothing. He's been hurt. He's been hurt. He got to show me a year when he's healthy. If he can show me this year that he can stay healthy, he could potentially done. But then he got to win too.
What about Cade?
And he's going to be on Charlotte, so he'll never win.
What about Cade?
He got to show me he can stay healthy and they can win. If he gonna be on Detroit forever, he ain't gonna win there. He not. He just won't win. Because if you think Cade can, that winnings crap gonna go off. Because Cade can average damn near almost 28. He can average almost 28 points. So, like, you gotta win. Your impact of winning, marketable. LaMelo is marketable, just can't win. Now, if he can win, I could do it, and he got to stay healthy. They got to show them two got to show me a year when they can legit stay healthy.
So what's the difference between them and Zion then? Because Zion ain't been healthy. I said, what's the difference between them and Zion?
I'm putting Zion in the superstar category. I haven't put him in there.
That boy Zion is a superstar, bro. Well, when they leave, he's gonna be a superstar, bro. He's gonna be a superstar, bro.
Like Zion has impact winning when he plays. He just can't stay healthy. Can't stay healthy. And is Zion really marketable? He's had commercials here and there, but he's not like every time I look up, oh, there goes Zion. No, he's not that.
I mean, that's because when his rookie year, he got like it's some injuries, bro. When you ain't been on the court playing and doing nothing, companies are not gonna sit there and let's get you a commercial for Gatorade or let's get you a Jordan commercial. Like he got a couple of commercials here and there, but he ain't really had that many commercials. Like you said, he ain't been healthy. Like if Zion would have played in the playoffs this year, he would have made a name. Well, he's already made a name for himself. But in the playoffs, that's where you get paid. That's where you make a name for yourself. If he would have played in the playoffs this year, he would have been scary, bro. He would have been scary.
Yeah, I think I think they could have gave Thunder some go. They still would have lost, but I think he definitely would have gave them some go. I definitely believe that. But
I don't know if they would have lost. Because who was going to stop Zion? Because Luke Dort would have had to stick Zion because he was sticking Brandon Ingram. And if Luke Dort would have stuck Zion, Brandon Ingram would have had easier shots. He would have been more efficient. It would have took pressure off him and CJ.
I mean,
because you got to put Luke Dort on Zion. You can't put nobody else on Zion on their team. Chet? What? Chet going to be in foul trouble the entire series. Or Jalen Williams.
I think Zion would have.
You can't put Jalen Williams on him. He's not strong enough. Jalen Williams. He's not strong enough.
I mean, they would have did the same thing. They would have exploited CJ too. CJ ain't a good defender. They would have exploited him too.
Yeah, but
they got CJ, good. You got Herb Jones. you got Herb Jones. Like, he's one of the best defenders in the league. But at some point, like, SGA go play super good. He didn't play really good. Like, he played decent. He just didn't play like SGA that series. But in the next series, he played good. I definitely think it would have gone like 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah, 6
maybe
or 7
7.
for sure.
But I still probably would have picked. I probably still would have picked OKC though. I still probably would have picked them. Okay.